Hey team, Zhylaw here, and this is video log number 3. I want to tell you guys today about a little streamer secret, a bona fide broadcaster bonus. A lot of people don't know this because you can only really understand this concept if you are a broadcaster or streamer yourself. And this is not even including YouTubers, because when you create videos using video creation software, um, it does not include you in this little circle. This is only if you're a streamer, so not many people know this. But as a broadcaster, when we stream horror games, they're never really scary. And a lot of streamers probably wouldn't want you to know this. This is something people keep on the down low. But horror games are built all around atmosphere, ambience, building up suspension, stress, keeping you on edge. When you're a streamer, when you're a broadcaster, when you're a live streamer, you're never alone. In order to really understand what it's like, imagine if you were playing a game like Dead Space or Outlast, and you had your best friend right on your left, just sitting right next to you on your left, and your girlfriend or your mommy or something sitting right next to you on your right, and you're playing Outlast, and they're right next to you. Like, hello, hello. Even if you got the lights off, and you got your headset on, how frightened and terrified can you get? How engrossed can you become in that level of atmosphere? When you got your best mates right next to you like this, because terror is really at its best when it's experienced alone. And when you're a live streamer, you're never truly alone. You have dozens, hundreds, thousands of friends with you. It's a connection. It's a human connection. It's a lifeline. So a lot of live streamers will try to overplay it, basically act, fake it, for the enjoyment of the masses, almost like a magician's secret. You just can't really get engrossed in fear like you can when you're by yourself playing a game as it's meant to be played. Jump scares are different. Jump scares do still work because it's being startled. It's surprise. And even if you're in a group, you could still be surprised, right? But it's weakened, and it's more of a pale shadow of itself. So when you live stream a horror game, you always have two choices. You could pretend, and you could exaggerate, or you could be yourself, and then people are so used to live streamers overdoing it, or people are used to playing it themselves, and they put themselves in, like, why is this guy not scared? And they think you're like falling asleep, and then, which is not true. You're just having the normal reaction to playing a scary game if you were actually next to people. So honestly, I don't think horror works in the traditional sense for live streamers. I mean, you could still enjoy the game, and people can still enjoy it as a social thing, which is where live streaming really excels. But if you want to see a broadcaster playing a horror game because you just love seeing someone scared shitless, and who doesn't, you gotta understand it's not the same, and it's difficult getting that atmosphere. And anyone who acts like you're terrified, not just from jump scares, but terrified playing the whole game, chances are they're overacting and exaggerating for your viewing pleasure. So maybe you wish I didn't tell you that. I'm ruining the magic. But it's just something I found fascinating, because when I used to be a viewer, and as a live stream viewer, I used to love watching people get scared, but then I became a broadcaster, and now it's like I peek behind the curtain because I've done it myself, and I understand how it affects horror. And now I look back at all those streams that I've watched of people being terrified, and I wonder how legit they really were. There is a silver lining, though. There is a side benefit. is if you are very easily scared, which I am so easily scared. I hate horror. I never play horror games. I don't want to play horror games. But as a live streamer, since it's so difficult to become overwhelmed with fear, that now I can go back and I can live stream games that would be too scary for me to play by myself and enjoy them for the pieces of art that they are. For example, I had recently broadcasted Dead Space 1 and 2. I would have never played those games on my own. Never. Way too scary for me. But as a live streamer, I was able to enjoy them just as much more straightforward RPG kind of FPS games with a interesting atmosphere. And that kept it from being overwhelming, which was fantastic because they were great games and I wanted to play them. And I was able to do it without being overwhelmed and saying, fuck this, as a live streamer. So if a game is too scary, too spooky for me, you could always live stream it. And it's just a way of playing, it's like watching a scary movie with a dozen of your best friends, having a party. So I thought it was interesting. I wanted to make a little video log talking about it. And hopefully you guys would found that little peek behind the curtain interesting as well. But if I ruined the magic a little bit, I do apologize. And that was video log number 3. Cheers, mates. Stay awesome. This is Zhylaw. Okay.